Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be walking you through a full content strategy for a coaching brand to grow their audience organically on social media and basically generate more leads from that content. And ultimately, what we all care about is actually making high ticket sales from that content and scaling our offers. So we don't have to worry about, spending money on paid ads, eating up all of our margins. This is a super powerful strategy. I've used this across a bunch of my clients. And you can see here in the back, it's quite detailed. There's quite a lot to cover today. We're going to go everything from the types of content you need to be creating, how to go viral, the monetization strategies that are currently working for us right now in the agency, and a bunch more stuff. You can see here that there's quite a lot of things we've got to cover. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, you probably do not know who I am. So why the hell should you listen to me? So I have run a content agency for the past 4.5 years now. We were one of the first agencies to actually offer sort of short form video content as a service. Back when you started seeing the first gurus, pushing short form video content, we were one of the first agencies behind that push. Since then, we've generated over 1 billion views in the agency across all of our clients. We've generated millions of dollars in revenue from our content strategies. And we've worked with some of the biggest names in the online space in literally any niche you can imagine. But primarily, we focus right now on sort of info products, coaching, business opportunity, courses and coaching offers and things of that nature. But these are some of the guys that we've worked with in the past. So Chris Williamson, huge podcaster, Cardinal Mason runs a $500,000 a month coaching offer. Daniel Fazio runs an 8-figure, I think it's at 8 figures at the minute, coaching offer. Peter Sage, 8-figure motivational coach. And Mike Colbert, one of the most famous, in fact, the most famous swim coaches in the world, fastest growing swim coach in history on social media. And so these are some of our results. So if that's not enough for you to know that I know what I'm talking about, then I don't know what to tell you. So first of all, let's get into it. First of all, if you want to really grow organically on social media, you have to decide what kind of creator are you, okay? And everybody kind of intrinsically knows this. Do you prefer to write? Do you prefer to talk? And when you do prefer to talk, are you better talking across a long period of time or a short period of time? If you're more written, more inclined to be better at writing content, you're going to perform better on platforms like Twitter, like LinkedIn, writing a newsletter, things of that nature. If you're more of a visual person, but you prefer the shorter style of content, then obviously short form content is going to be right for you. Some type of YouTube content. Long visual is going to be podcasts, and also audio also falls into podcasting as well. So you have to kind of decide, you have to pick your poison, like what platform am I going to attack here? Because if you're a written kind of person, then you're not going to really do that well on a podcast. It's just not going to feel natural to you. And if you don't feel natural when you're creating your content, you're just not going to do it. You're never going to see any growth. You have to feel natural when you're creating the content. So decide what kind of creator you are, okay? These, in my opinion, are the absolute best platforms, ranked best or worst currently for scaling coaching offers, okay? First one is Instagram, then YouTube, then Facebook, using Facebook Reels. By the way, a lot of people don't even know that that's a thing, Facebook Reels. X, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok, okay? So the number one platform that you have to be focusing on right now is Instagram. Okay, it's better than all of these other ones. Like a lot of these others are great. Like I know a lot of guys that are making 8 figures a year using all of these other platforms. But in my opinion, based on my experience, based on what we've worked with, based on what I've seen, Instagram is the number one source that you need to be focusing on currently. The reason for that is you have this crazy ability to grow super fast, like literally gain 10 to 50,000 followers essentially overnight, which is in a matter of days. And at the same time as getting that crazy growth, the followers that you're gaining are also very high quality. They have jobs, they have money to spend, they have successful businesses, they have real profiles. They're not some anonymous, like random ass account. They are real people that have money to buy. And we'll get into this a little bit later. You have direct access to them through the DMs. And that's not, and the other platforms that have that viral potential do not have that ability. And like I said, these are the absolute best source. LinkedIn is phenomenal quality. LinkedIn and Twitter are both great quality, but they don't have that huge potential to grow an audience quickly, right? TikTok has this crazy ability to grow audiences quickly, but the quality of the followers is super low and they monetize really poorly. I've seen it time and time again. TikTok is just low quality for monetization. Facebook is phenomenal because it gives you that viral reach through Reels, and you can DM people, and the leads are very high quality as well. But it's a dying platform, and if you're serving a younger demographic, your ideal client is not on Facebook. If you're serving older demographics, they will be on Facebook. YouTube is phenomenal. Some of the highest quality leads you can possibly get come from YouTube because they have long attention spans, like you watching this video right now. If you're watching the whole way through to the end, you have a longer attention span, which is good for building a brand. But the growth on YouTube is super slow. It takes a really long time to grow an audience. That's why Instagram is the GOAT. Fastest growth, high quality, monetizable audience. So we want to be building our audience. This is what the journey is going to look like, okay? If you really want a realistic view, I'm not going to sell you some BS about how it's going to be like you're going to be viral overnight and famous and rich and whatever. This is really what it is like. So I don't know if you've ever seen this chart before. It's like the psychology of a market cycle of stocks and Bitcoin and things like that. And this is kind of the emotional states that people go through based on the price of the stock and whatever. Now, growing a personal brand organically on social media and scaling your coaching offer through social media, it is exactly the same as this graph, except backwards, okay? You start over here in disbelief. You're posting videos every day. Nothing seems to be working. 100 views, 200 views, and that just goes on for weeks and weeks and months and months. And this period, you don't really know how long it's going to be for. It could be weeks, could be months, could be a year long. You just don't know. And eventually, you're going to hit rock bottom. You think, why am I even bothering to do this? But you keep pushing. Things get slightly better. Maybe you get 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,000 views in a video. And then one day, and you don't know when it is, you're going to hit a viral banger, okay? You're going to hit a video that is going to go so viral, your account goes basically vertical. And on Instagram, you can gain 10 to 50,000 followers in a week if you hit the right video. And things are going to go crazy, okay? You're going to reach this euphoria point, right? And what happens here is one of two things. You can either continue to scale, or you will simply crash and burn, okay? Most people crash and burn. And I will tell you why. It's because when they get to this point, they stop doing the things that got them to that place in the first place, which was posting content every single day and being consistent with it. Once you hit this point, everything becomes 10 times easier. The views come in easier, the followers come in easier, the leads come in easier. And so that breeds complacency. You start to take your foot off the gas. You stop posting content. You stop doing the things that got you to that place in the first place. And then what happens is the views stop coming, the followers stop coming, the leads dry up, and you crash and burn. And you end up back here from square one. You got to go through the trenches again to get back to this point, months or years or never down the line, okay? So what you need to do when you get to this point, when you eventually get that traction, you have to keep posting every single day. You can't take your foot off the brake. If you do, you crash and burn, okay? So how do we actually hit this sort of escape velocity point? How do we get to this point where after all this time of basically eating shit, can we get a viral banger and actually get that crazy growth, right? So in order to do that, you obviously have to go viral. You have to get a lot of views. And so to do that, you need to understand viral awareness levels, okay? There are generally 3 awareness levels. There's really a lot more. It's kind of a spectrum, but in general, I'm just going to oversimplify it. There's 3. The first one is obviously the most viral potential. I'm just going to show you the full funnel. No point in teasing you guys. Imagine it just like a funnel, right? At the very top, you have the absolute most mass market aware topics. These are the most viral potential topics. And this is stuff that's in the mainstream media. Applies to billions of people. You're talking Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian. That's the very top. That stuff goes the most viral in the world. And then on the other side of the scale, you have down here in this little point, and this is hyper niche content. Stuff that's so niche that less than like 1,000, 5,000 people in the world are interested in it, right? That's the opposite end of the spectrum, okay? Hyper niche. If you sit here, you will have no views, okay? And you probably won't even have enough people to sell to. So you don't want to be up here, even though it's millions or billions of views, the quality is low because it's mass market, right? These people are not going to be able to afford high ticket prices, which is what we want to do as high ticket coaches. And likewise, you don't want to be down here posting content that's too hyper niche because there's not enough people for the algorithm to show it to, right? So if your videos are too niche, you're not going to get views. So we need to find the Goldilocks zone, right? These are topics that are discussed at your industry level, not at your niche level, not at your sub niche level, the industry level, okay? These are the topics that are going to get you the kind of views that you want in order to monetize very easily. Okay, I call this the Goldilocks zone. Most of your content, there's time for a little bit of niche content, don't get me wrong, but most of your content, if you want to get that growth and you want to get real lead flow to sell high ticket offers to, most of your topics need to sit in the Goldilocks zone, your industry level. This is just big enough where you have enough people to get millions of views, but it's not so big that you're getting poor quality leads. You're still getting high quality leads with people that can spend $5K, $10K, $20K on a high ticket product. Okay, this is the zone you need to sit in. Like I said, you go too niche, you get no views. You go too mass market, you get a lot of views, but it's all low quality people. You have to create content about topics that are being discussed by everyone in your industry. Okay. So what should we be posting about? Now, if you're watching this and you're a coach, like you probably already have your niche and everybody knows about the big three: health, wealth, relationships. These are the only three kinds of clients that I like to work with if they fall in these three buckets. Everything else, it's just orders of magnitude harder to get views, scale, get sales. These are the three easiest to make money in. Okay. So if you're not in these niches and you can adjust your brand to be slightly more so in these buckets, I advise you to do so. It's going to be much easier for you. It's going to be much more easy for everybody to make money. Okay. So offers that fall outside these niches, they struggle to hit 7 figures and beyond. It's just true. These are just the biggest pain points of people's lives: their health, their wealth, their relationships. If you can offer something in the wealth niche, you will be able to make so much more money than relationships or health. People are significantly more willing to spend money to make money than spend money to get healthy or spend money to get a girlfriend. Spend money to make money. It's been indoctrinated into us since birth. If you sit in the wealth bucket, you will make significantly more money. Okay, so these are the big 3 topics that you have to be posting about in your content and structuring your offer around, the big 3 buckets. Now, content strategy. Everyone wonders, what the hell should I post about specifically? What kinds of content? This is the best split, okay? The best content strategy split. I call it 40-40-20. Now, that is 40% of your content should be educational in nature. This is your value content, okay? Should be more low awareness, more towards the niche on that little funnel I showed you, more towards the niche side. These are by design going to get less views because it's not the objective of that kind of content. The objective of this content is to nurture your viewers and let them know that you are an expert, that you know what you're talking about, and you actually have value to give them, okay? This is sort of more of a nurturing style. The next style is entertaining content. Now, don't get confused by entertaining. I know I have a little PlayStation controller here, but I'm not talking about doing gaming or dances or none of that crap. What I simply mean by entertaining content is anything that's not giving niche value. Okay, so it's much more general topics, broader topics up at the industry level, maybe in adjacent niches. So if you're in the business space, an adjacent niche actually would be gym because it's connected to motivation, business motivation, gym motivation connected together. Therefore, you can post about that. It's a broader topic. Okay, and then 20% of your content should be sales content pushing your offer. And I'll show exactly the kinds of content that you need to be doing for that in a second. But it's stuff like pitching in your Instagram stories, doing stealth pitches in your videos, soft sells, Instagram lives, things of that nature. So this roughly manifests this split as 2 videos a day, 1 educational, 1 entertaining, and 3 call to actions per week at minimum. Okay. 2 videos a day, 3 call to actions a week at minimum. If you're selling a high ticket offer, this is all you really need to do to publicly promote your product. And in a second, you'll see a whole lot more ways to be basically promoting your product 24/7, but not in a way that's going to burn your audience. Okay. So 40-40-20, we know we need to post 40-40-20. So what are the exact kinds of content that you need to post inside that split? Let me just break it down for you. So educational content, let me get my fat face out of here. Hold on. Boom, smaller. Educational content. So authority building content with breakdowns of different strategies. So maybe you're in the email marketing space and you want to explain a specific email marketing strategy or break down a brand's email marketing funnel, something along those lines. You want to break it down and explain to the audience exactly what you're seeing there and what they're doing. You could talk about a certain marketer or celebrity or niche leader who got this big result, sold the company for billions of dollars, and you could break down exactly how they did it, what their brand strategy was, more breakdowns. Product launch analysis. So like Hailey Bieber sold $10 million worth of lipstick in 5 minutes. Here's how she did it. That's a true case study. It's insane. You can explain various different concepts. So if you're in the marketing world, you can explain a very specific marketing concept from a book. You can show different hacks, little known explanations that a lot of people don't know, your opinions on things that are currently happening inside the industry, inside your niche, and contrarian viewpoints and opinions in your space. So if everyone is thinking about one thing, talking about one thing, you want to come in and disagree with it, stick to your guns, be hardcore with it, and basically explain why and create that controversy. These are things that you can say in educational content. You're giving value, you're giving a takeaway to people, right? You're talking directly to the camera and giving that educational content. The second thing is your entertaining content, okay? So anything that's non-niche, okay? So if you're like in the agency space and you're teaching people how to grow an agency, then you might want to talk about a story that happened to you in your life, okay? Or an opinion that you have on something that's currently happening in the world in general, right? These are things that I mean by non-niche, anything that's not inside your exact niche. Maybe your advice on relationships. If you're selling a business course, but you have opinions on relationships and how those should happen, that's something that can fall under entertaining. Anything that's not specifically in your niche, that is what I mean by entertaining, okay? So anything that's not niche, text on screen videos. This is where you just have a clip of you doing something, you got some text on screen. There are thousands of ways that you can mix that up. You see them all the time. Controversial opinions on things not necessarily related to your niche, like I just said, like relationships, for example. Takes on general life advice or observations about things you saw in day to day. If you saw someone make a mistake, you might want to make a video about that. Stories from your life. You've got some crazy experiences, near-death experience. Maybe you met someone famous. You got a story about them. You can name drop. Life hacks for hobbies you're interested in. Basically, people love, for example, Joe Rogan, right? Because he has all these hobbies. He's bow hunting, then he's running, and then he's eating carnivore diet and doing his grilling, cold plunging, gym. He has all these hobbies, and people love to see hobbies from the people that they follow. So this is stuff you have to post about if you want to turn your followers into fans, okay? And content about your lifestyle. This is massive. Depending on the sort of the level of your buyer, if you're sort of if you're pitching a more of a mass market business opportunity product, it's much better to flex your lifestyle a bit more. If you're selling to kind of people that are at 0 and they want to get to 1, in the sense of they're in a 9 to 5 and they want to break free and start their own business, showing lifestyle in that scenario usually works significantly a lot better, especially if you're selling to young men. Showing lifestyle works really well. If you're selling to more sophisticated buyers, you want to be more careful about how much you flex, because it can put off the higher end people. Maybe people that are making 6 figures a year in their job. This kind of stuff puts them off. You need to be really careful about what way you position your brand if you're selling to those people. But content about your lifestyle in general, as long as you do it tastefully and within your brand tonality and for your audience, it works super well. And then sales content. So Instagram stories with CTAs, feed post carousels imitating tweet threads. These are insane, by the way. You have a feed post on Instagram, you can swipe from left, it's all photos, and it looks like a Twitter thread. So you'll have the username, you'll have a profile photo, you'll have some text on screen, and you'll swipe through, and it's basically a sales letter. It's a sales letter disguised as content, right? They'll go through 9 slides, and then on the last slide, there's a CTA, comment this word, and I'll send you more details. And the entire thread is just selling you on the opportunity. Maybe it's a 0 to hero story. I started here. I was a loser, went through all this shit, tried thing after thing, didn't work, found the thing that I'm currently in, got these crazy results, helped other people do the same. Now I have this lifestyle that you want to have. Comment this keyword and I'll send you next steps on how to have my life, basically. These are super powerful. They're working very well right now. Live streams with soft and hard pitches. Get on live, just tell people to DM you keyword to get into your coaching. Pitch videos disguised as valuable content as CTA. So you can do a breakdown, like I said over here, strategy breakdown. And then at the end of the video, you can say, hey, comment the word, whatever, and I'll send you a guide on how to do this. Or if you want me to personally help you do something like this in this breakdown, comment the word, comment the keyword, and I'll send you the next steps, right? These are what we call stealth pitch videos, right? Stealth pitch videos with soft sells at the end, so powerful because they have the potential to go viral and still pick up a ton of lead flow on the back end. They are extremely valuable for monetizing coaching offers. So monetization strategies, this is what we like. We got 6. not just one or two or three, we got six. All right, six monetization strategies. Let's get right into it. This is one of my favorites, the Instagram story sequences with Setter. So you create a series of Instagram stories, you show results from your offer, and on the last slide, you include a CTA, comment or reply X to apply for the program or for more details, next steps. And in this series of Instagram stories, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but a very general flow is slide one is introduction to like a story. So I was here, my life sucked. Then I discovered this thing and, I started getting results like this. Boom, next slide, slide two, your results. I started making money like that, screenshots, Stripe screenshots, whatever. This is all because of the opportunity that I'm selling, e-com, drop shipping, courses, whatever it is. Slide three, if you want me to personally mentor you, blah, 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 looking for 3 people to get X result in time frame, reply the word, whatever, and I'll send you the details, next steps. There's a lot of ways you can word that, but you can post these sort of 3 times a week and they perform super well. And you can kind of mix and match them in a lot of different ways, but Instagram story sequences, they crush. Reel comment, by the way, with Setter, you have to have a Setter. If you don't have a Setter or you're not in the DMs booking appointments and nurturing conversations, it's not going to work. You have to have someone manually booking in the appointments, okay? Now, Reels comment keyword with Setter, use a tool called ManyChat. So in your Reel, and I've said this a few times in this video so far, but in the Reel, you're going to say comment a keyword, okay? And using a tool called ManyChat, you're going to automate a response to that person. So they comment the specific keyword and the ManyChat automatically pings them a message. Maybe it has a link in it and sends them to like a resource, right? And then the Setter can pick up the conversation from there. So let's say in the video you said, comment the word guide and I'll send you the free guide on how to, set up your drop shipping store. They'll comment the word, they get pinged across the link to the free thing. Maybe there's an opt-in in it, by the way. You can retarget them with emails in the back. We can talk about that another time. But once they get that, then your Setter can come into your account and say, hey, did you watch the video? Hey, did you have any questions about the resource? And the person will respond. Maybe they do have questions, but the Setter can then nurture the conversation from there and start to qualify based on location, based on their awareness of the opportunity, based on their income, based on their ability to invest in a product. Then they will book the appointment if they are qualified. Okay, that's another way to generate leads. Third way to generate leads, call book funnel. Not as useful today, not really the meta currently. These are more of the meta, but it's still quite useful. It still can work really well. You essentially promote it as a free resource, maybe a case study funnel, direct pitch, or a free training. You'll do it in your bio. You'll do it in your Instagram stories, in your Reels. And essentially what it is, it's a VSL, a video sales letter with an application or Calendly embedded underneath to book a call with you. Won't cover VSL script here, but this is a popular way to do things, but I think there are better ways to go about it. Primarily Setter sequences, Instagram story and Setters. Fourth way is webinars. These can kill it, but you have to be the particular kind of person that's great on camera and very engaging. If your audience is not that engaged, they might not really want to fill up a webinar, but essentially you push stories and Reels viewers into a weekly webinar. You're going to give value, free value for like 30, 45 minutes. And then at the end of that, you're going to basically promote a high ticket offer with FOMO, limited time. You're going to raise the price, close the doors, things like that. And you want to push people into your high ticket offer from there. And then between that webinar and the next webinar, you want to flex what happened in that webinar to really FOMO people into the next one. So people that didn't get into the first one, you want to say, hey, John, was in that last webinar. He implemented some of the things we said, and he's already seeing results. And you're showing proof, screenshots of that actually happening, right? And you're going to use that with a link to the next webinar and say, if you want what John got, get into the webinar. You want to FOMO people and always be rolling that social proof into the next opportunity, into the next webinar, okay? And then, we got 2 more. So feed post carousels. Again, I always kind of went over this, but very soft, very powerful soft sell strategy. It's content with it's pitched disguised as content. So you make a carousel. I already explained this carousel. You swipe the photos. It goes through a story flow or a value flow. And on the last slide, it's, comment or DM me the word, whatever, and I'll send you more details, right? So it's 1 tweet per slide. You go through story arc or you give value on a certain topic. And like I said, the last slide should have a DM or a comment CTA, okay? Very, very powerful, very phenomenal content, honestly. Right. And these are also better because Reels generally reel content usually goes out to non-followers. Feed posts go out to your existing followers, okay? So this is really powerful. If you click your insights, reels go to 80% non-followers, feeds go to almost 100% existing followers. So this is a really, really good way to hit your existing audience with content that actually gets them into your funnel. Phenomenal. And this is an opportunity here that so many coaches are not utilizing. And if you have an existing audience already of even a few thousand, I guarantee if you start getting a VA or a setter to start doing this, you will pick up free money out of the sky, okay? Everybody who follows you, comments on your stuff, or likes your video, you will literally just DM them and saying, hey, I saw you liked, followed, commented on my video. What got you interested in starting an agency? What got you interested in fitness? Whatever your product or opportunity is, you ask them what got them interested in that. And when they respond, your setter will then kick off a flow and ask them what their goals are. And then if they have a goal and they have an intent to become better in the vehicle that you're promoting, then you essentially kick off a typical setter flow. You ask them maybe if they're interested in talking about how we can help them get there, location, income, intent, ability to invest. You qualify across all those metrics, book them on a call, and they're good to go. So what you need to do now, so we covered a lot in this video. I see it's coming up on 30 minutes now. What you need to do now, these are the key steps that you have to take to really grow your personal brand, monetize your coaching offer from 100% organic traffic. These are the things you need to do. So first one, batch record. We're busy. So recording 1 video, 2 videos, 3 videos every day is kind of taxing. It's kind of exhausting. So what I want you to do is pick 1 day every week, record 7 to 14 videos or more in a single sitting, and do that every week for months. And you're going to have more than enough content to post 2 to 3 times a day for a long ass time. This is going to make it really efficient for you to grow super easily. And it's what I advise all my clients to do. Second is high volume posting. Okay. If you never post quantity of videos, you're never going to eventually get to quality. You will never have quality videos if you don't first go through quantity. And the real benefit of this is the more you post, the faster you're going to hit virality. If you're only posting once a week or 2 times a week, you're just not getting that feedback loop quick enough to know what's actually going to work. So the more often you post, the faster you're going to hit a video that's going to go viral and you're going to get in the algorithm's good graces. The third lever that you need to pull is topic selection. So remember, the Goldilocks zone of awareness. You're not too mass market. You're not too hyper niche. You're sitting at your industry level of awareness. This is where you get the high quality millions of viewers that are actually going to pay you for your products. Okay. The more aware you go on topics, the most aware you should go is industry level topics. If you go too niche, no views, too mass market, no quality, no money. And finally, get feedback. Okay. If possible, have someone with more experience feedback your content every couple of weeks to tell you what you're doing wrong. It's really easy to go in with blinders and be really unaware about what you're doing wrong. When you have someone critiquing your stuff from the outside, telling you exactly what you need to tweak, you're going to go viral significantly easier. And then you're going to be able to monetize a lot faster. And then you're going to be able to actually start to tweak that funnel and really crank out the cash out of that machine. But the first step is getting the content right. So if you can, get someone to feedback your content, because it is going to be significantly easier to grow fast on social media. So guys, that was it. And if you want me to feedback your stuff, just check the link. I'll probably have some links down there. No fake bullshit. I'll tell you what I got. And if you're interested in it, you can book a call with us to see if we can help you. But guys, if you have any questions, comment below. I will respond to literally everybody. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Like the video, all that stuff. And I'll see you on the next one.